Okay, YouTube, so it's like this. On Craigslist, there's a bunch of lowlifes, scumbags, what can you really call them? These bottom-feeding people that insist on wasting your time, and all I could suggest is do whatever you have to do to try and catch them, prosecute them. It's helpful if you have friends or maybe even a family member in some part of the government. In any case, try to get all the information you can to go after them, and if you can't, encourage them, play along. They're going to send you a text initially or an email, and it's going to have improper grammar and poor punctuation and run-on sentences, and a question will go on like, do you have, I seen your ad on Craigslist, and do you still have for sale item, comma, I want to buy, please remove from Craigslist immediately. I will send you a certified check tomorrow. And it's never a certified check. It's a regular bank check that someone printed on their computer. It looks very official, looks very real. Another scam that they're doing, people get a refund check from a college or all different things, and what they do is they take the information from that check, the account number, maybe the check number, the routing number, and they print on check paper another replacement check that they're going to mail to you. So if you call the bank and verify, hi, this is account number 3699997. I have check number 23877 for $2,350. Is the check good at present? And they'll look at it. If it's some college or something, they'll say, yeah, check's good at present. And you'll deposit the check, and it'll go into your account. And a couple of days later, or a week, or 10 days later, it'll come back, fraudulent check, and they'll debit whatever money you took out of the account from your account. You'll be liable for it. You can bet on that. The scam is they send you these checks. Often it's just a stolen check or a made-up account number or stuff like that. In the last 2 months, I've gotten 5 checks from these scumbags, and I could tell you it's just not funny. It's a waste of time. But what you could do in the meantime, once you give them your information, and I would suggest using a company name or even your initials, like JC Enterprises Incorporated or something like that. You're not going to cash the check anyway, so it really don't matter. And get a P.O. box or something. Don't have these assholes have your personal information, your name, your address, because you don't know what these criminals can figure out. They could search Facebook, find out your birthday. Now they know your name, your address, your birthday. That's too much information for a professional criminal to have a hold of. Next thing you know, you have all sorts of things on your credit, and I don't know. I got weird things, people calling me from the College of Phoenix, asking me about the course I enrolled in. I didn't enroll in any course online or something like that. And I think it's these lowlifes. They get your information and they fuck with you because they're mad because you pissed them off when you didn't fall for their game and send them your hard-earned money. Because what they do is they'll send you a check for $2,300 for a $300 item and tell you their secretary made a mistake or this, that, and the other thing. Sometimes it's money orders, but they're stolen. They're fraudulent. They're not real. And you'll go and cash them, and you'll be on the hook. And they expect you to send them. If the item was $300 and they sent you $23.85, they expect you to keep $50 for your troubles and send them back the $2,035, whatever it is, or through Western Union or some way where you cannot go back on it and get the money back. Once it's sent, it's sent. And these guys are professionals. They know how to get the money from Western Union, or they have people go there and do it. What I would suggest, what I saw on one place online was very clever. You encourage them, yeah, please send the check. Oh, yeah, I got the check. Thank you. I deposited this morning, so they said it'll take 2 days for the check to clear. So call me on, what's today, Wednesday. Call me Friday, and I'll go to Western Union and send you the money. And, of course, you never go to Western Union. But in the meantime, they have someone there under the name that they told you to send the money to. And they'll be very aggravated after an hour or two, and you just keep giving them some bullshit tracking number and tell them that's the number, I don't know, and they'll think that Western Union has their money and they're just having a hard time collecting it because there's an error somewhere on their side. So they're going to pretend that they are completely legitimate, and they're going to be giving some poor Western Union or store clerk holy hell trying to get the money that you really never sent. And after about an hour or two, they'll get wise to it, and they'll get really pissed off, and they'll tell you they're coming to your house. They'll tell you that they're going to send the cops. Tell them, bring it, motherfucker. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm packing. I'm ready. Fuck you. You scammed me. You tried to scam me, and you got caught. And you don't like it when people scam you. So it's too fucking bad. And I hate to use all the bad language, but enough is enough. And, like, the point is, the checks that they send you look as real as day. And they send it to you, you know, priority mail or whatever, and they waste some money, they waste some time, and they go through the trouble of printing a check, but that's no big deal. You could buy check paper. It comes completely with the fraud watermark stuff on the back, you know, saying that it's, you know, legitimate check paper and stuff. But this is what I use. This is a check that I print on my laser printer, and I write them out and I mail them in to pay my bills and stuff. And it's just very simple. You print it out, you put the information in VersaCheck or something like that. And you put in your bank name, your name, and your routing number, and your account number, and your check number, and all that, and it will print out a very real check. And there is no difference between my check, and here's another one, and this lowlife's check. Now, it even says cashier's check on it. All it says is cashier's check. It's printed. It's typed on there. There is no seal. I mean, yes, the signature's a rubber stamp, but, you know, they go through anything they can to make it legit. And, you know, it's got the endorsement part, and it's got watermarks on it and all that stuff. It looks real good. I mean, they're unbelievable, the crap that they pull. I get them from corporations, you know, all this stuff. But you know what? The name on the FedEx envelope or the overnight envelope, priority mail envelope, never matches the name on the check. Like this one, Heartland Campus Solution. These people operate a college rental thing, like dormitories and stuff for off-campus rentals for students. So sometimes, I guess, people get their, you know, security back or whatever the story is, and the college pays it, and it's paid through their scholarship or their tuition or whatever. So the college pays their rent every month, and when they move out, I guess they get their security back. So they'll get a check in the mail, a real check, saying, okay, you know, your rent was $500 a month. Here's your refund. And the thieves will take the name and the bank name and the check number and the routing number and the account number, and they'll make out a check, print it out on their VersaCheck or whatever, and then they'll mail it to you. That's my name. They'll mail it to you, and you're unsuspecting. You're just looking to sell them. There's two things. One thing I was selling was $125. It's as big as a regular house telephone or a pair of sneakers. It's relatively small, weighs about 2.5 pounds or so. It was a little printer that printed labels, and it was like big. And I sold it, and someone sent me a check for $2,500, $2,450, and they said, deduct your payment in full for the item and $50 for yourself, and please give the rest to the shipper when they come to pick up the item, or call the shipper and arrange to pay them by credit card or something, the balance, and then they'll give me the change because my secretary or my wife or someone went to the bank for me and they wrote the check for too much money, confused it with another thing. So, then you type and say, oh, look, you made a mistake. You sent me $2,450 for a $125 item. I'll mail you the check back and mail me another one. And you know what? For the problem and the inconvenience, take I don't know, $10 off to cover the priority mails, like $5, $4 or whatever. Take off $10 for the inconvenience and send me another check for $125. And they're like, no, we don't have to do that. Just you cash the check, and when you go to the bank and you, after 2 days or something, and you get the cash, go to Western Union and send me the money directly, and I'll have the shipper come and pick it up. What shipper are you fucking talking about? You're talking about something the size and the weight of a pair of sneakers. I don't need a shipper. I'll put it in a box and mail it to you. I'm not lazy. I'll go to the fucking post office. Just give me your address. That ain't happening. It is never happening. The phone numbers or DID numbers or Google Voice numbers, they are not in service when you dial them, or no one ever answers. The text messages you get come robotically. They come the same exact wording, the same exact syntax on every single one, every single email, from total strangers, totally different people. The punctuation and the grammar is horrendous, and you couldn't, even if you were copying an email from a printed thing, you would have presence of mind. Even an imbecile, even a low-life thief from Nigeria or wherever they're from would be, or Chile or wherever they are, would, as they typed it, they would realize after the comma there should be a space. And it shouldn't have been a comma, it should have been a period, and the next letter should have been capital. The mistakes are identical. It's like somebody sells software how to defraud Craigslist users. And it doesn't matter who I get them from, unless it's the same one person targeting me constantly, but I don't see why they've never got a penny from me. And it's a fucking shame. It's a shame, because they have a scam for every day of the week, and I feel bad for anyone that's stupid enough to believe for a minute that it's real, because what they say, if it seems like it's too good to be true, it certainly is. And they're greedy, low-life, bottom-feeding motherfuckers, and they deserve everything that God gives them in this world. Karma's a bitch. People break their ass to get by, make ends meet. And, you have extra stuff and you want to sell it. You put it on Craigslist. And, they even have scams through PayPal. You're not safe anywhere. They send you a bill, an invoice from PayPal that looks identical. It has the logos. But funny, if you click on the feedback or something, it doesn't work. Or if you look very closely at the URL at the top, it'll say PayPal.com, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll say, like, mailed from Hotmail.com or something like that. Number one, it would be a secured website. Number two, anytime you get something from PayPal, look up PayPal on your computer. Do not use the phone number that comes with the invoice. And call PayPal and say, look, someone sent me an invoice. It says Hotmail at the top, or Gmail, or some other. They have these websites now that you can go on and you can get an anonymous, temporary email account. It expires in like 10 minutes. You could go on and you type, what was it, temporary email or something like that, and it'll bring you to a website, and it gives you 8 or 9 different domains that you could choose from, and you could either type Mike at whatever, safetysafari.com or whatever it is, and or they'll scramble one and it'll be like AJKC capital $L, all this nonsense at webcrawler.com or something that you never heard of. And it will get email, like if you sent an email right now, like Google Voice. You set up a Google email and it says, what is your current email? You give them this temporary nonsense email and they'll send you an email to that account, and you have it open in another window. You could click on that email and respond back to Google confirming that email. You could do it through a VPN so they won't get your IP. Now they got verification, it's a real name. Then you could go to Google Voice and get a phone number connected to it, and then you advertise it and put it on your Craigslist ads or whatever, or someone's buying something from some honest person on Craigslist. They use that phone number, and then they simply just delete it. After if they got the money from you, or if they were able to scam you. And, it's ridiculous. I have never sold anything more than, $100 or $200 on Craigslist. And yet I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 priority mails and checks here. And I never even brought them to the bank. I called the bank and said, your office issued me a check, and the item was $100 or $125, and someone sent me a check for $2,300 by accident. So on Craigslist, I have a feeling it's a scam. Can you, verify it? And they check in, they're like, oh my God, you're absolutely right. Please fax me a copy of it, and thank you very much. We're going to do what we can to catch these people. And I don't know if they do or they don't. They never call you back, but it's a real thing. It happens, and it's really wrong. Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And the priority mail, every one of them. And for what reason? It's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. And they really deserve whatever happens to them in life. I hope somehow they are able to figure out a way to put an end to this, because it really defeats the purpose of trying to do, something honest and, fair. If you have something that you want to sell or something you want to buy, you have to really stand there with both hands in front of your face, because you're going to get tagged, and it's just not right. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Subscribe if you want. This is my first video. I'll do more for other things. I got a lot of knowledge and a lot of ideas, and just have a little fun. Thank you.